Alright Brad, this first video is just going to be a walk around to the play structure. Just trying to get all the nooks and crannies and different angles so you can see exactly how I assembled it. So you can see the bottom one has the decking boards, but this here's 2x4. And the top one I used 2x6s because the kids stand on it a little more. The 10-foot 4x4s I use for the towers. The 8-footers I use for the swing cross beam supports. And then each of those are sunk in the ground about a foot. A little bit of a gap between the boards just for some expansion, just to make it fit. I just did the math to figure out how to get it evenly so I didn't have to rip any of the boards. And then for those 1x4s, I don't remember exactly what my spacing was, but for this 4-foot platform I've got 6 boards evenly spaced, and then that looks like 5 over there. Over here on the other one, you can see I've only got boards where necessary, so on these long ones there's quite a number of them. Looks like about 11. Going up underneath, you can see how I framed it. It's kind of like the truss of a house. I use those truss supports to anchor, and I put 2 across on this 6-foot section. But the 4-foot section, I think I only did 1. Yeah, I just did 1. Then tricky here with this last board, there's nothing to nail it to or screw it to right here, so this corner is weak. So all I did is up underneath I took a little section of 2x4 and cut it out right there so that I had something to nail it to or screw it into. Notice that these 2 pieces aren't free floating. That's just to allow a little bit of play in here. So as the swings go back and forth, they're not driving all of the energy down into just these 4 posts. It transfers the energy to all 10 of them. And if you want, I can tell you what the spacing is between all this in a different video. I just don't have my tape measure on me right now. For all of these big sections here, I did 3 screws on one side and a lag bolt. I could have done 2, but I only did 1. It's worked out just fine. But I used the 3-inch screws for everywhere I could. And then for some of these areas I had to use the 2.5-inch screws. So essentially right like here with these boards, the 3-inch screws are too long. So I just used the 2.5-inch screws right there so they don't poke out the back side. That's why you have to get the 2.5-inch ones. And there's a couple other spots where I used the shorter screws. When I made the ladder, I just made it out of the wood. It's a 60-degree angle there if you have a miter saw. 60-degree angle, and then I used this cross beam here just to kind of keep it shape up top. And I didn't screw into the wood this way. I used this board and screwed it in that way so that this upper section is screwed to the platform via this board. And then all of the steps I just did down the side. This keeps the hardware off the kids' feet, makes it nice and clean. That ladder is actually pretty easy to do. Anyways, that's a general overview of how I did it, what it looks like, just give you some different angles on it. If you need more information, let me know. I plan to get my tape measure out here and I'll kind of give you the spacing I used between these boards, what this space is here, how tall it is, and then the spacing between some of the swing sets. I didn't really have an idea of how to do it, but it seems to work well for the kids. I haven't had to move anything. They haven't been able to crawl out of underneath there. They can get up this ladder pretty easily. Even Olivia can. So I feel like the spacing between some of the boards has worked out pretty well. So I'll give you that in another video.